Ja'Tavion Sanders, rookie tight end out of Texas, the 4th round draft pick of the Carolina Panthers, who coming out, a lot of people thought in their rankings he might have been tight end number 2, but I guess it was his combine performance that might have allowed him to fall. But the first pick of the 3rd day of the draft, the Carolina Panthers selected Ja'Tavion Sanders with pick 101. And in this video, we're going to look at his rookie year because he had a modest 33 catches and over 300 yards. But those were good enough to be rookie tight end Panther records. Yes, Ja'Tavion Sanders went down in the record books as the most productive rookie tight end in franchise history. He has lofty goals, saying that he wants to be the Greg Olsen. And so in this video, we're going to look and see why I think he has a chance to be pretty good in this league. But before we get too further, my name is Aaron Duncan. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, recap and analysis of the Panthers, and we're back in the game with these film breakdowns. I'm going to be doing a series just assessing every rookie for the Panthers that got significant playing time that I want to show you guys some insight. If you're a member of the Patreon, you've already seen my recap of Ja'Tavion Sanders. So if you want to see this type of stuff and in-depth stuff for the Panthers first, before I even have a thought of putting it on the YouTube channel, hit up that Patreon, patreon.com/UB Sports Talk. But the thing about rookie tight ends is sometimes it takes a little bit of time for them to get used to the next level. You know, obviously Ja'Tavion Sanders coming out of Texas played the high level in the SEC, but it's still a whole different ball game. A lot of injuries to the tight end position during training camp forced him to get early playing time, and he showed plenty of flashes when I was at training camp practices. So I was really excited to see what he could do, and he really got a chance to show what he was made of. So let's go ahead and get into the film room and look at it. So one of the biggest things that Ja'Tavion Sanders showed as a rookie is that ability that we saw at Texas, the ability to stretch the field and run down the seam. Just a guy that's 6'3", 245 and can stretch the field and feels comfortable catching the ball over the middle, understanding voids and zones, being that big target in the seam. We're going to see it right here. He's going to be in the trip set to the top on the very inside wide receiver. Bryce is going to drop back and hit him. As soon as he clears that linebacker, he slows himself down, protects the ball, gets forward, man. Nice big chunk play. He had a great game this week. You're going to see him off to the left. Watch as soon as he clears this linebacker, because that's what you want to do. This guy's going to be sinking back, but as soon as the wide receiver or the tight end, in this case, clears the linebacker, you want to get your hands up and be looking back at the quarterback, and Bryce is going to anticipate, and they're going to make that connection happen pretty easy. Just being on the same page, man, is very beautiful to see, man, in live action. And this is just pitch and catch, man. Get down the seam, Bryce lets it go, get it, slow yourself down, but protect the ball. Good chunk play, man. Stretching the seam, man. Good chunk play right there. Next up, same thing right here. This time it's going to be with Andy Dalton. He's going to be here at the top of the screen, here in the slot. He's going to run the same thing. Just get upfield. As soon as he clears the underneath defender, he's going to fade inside, kind of drift to that seam and look for the ball, and the ball's going to be there. Don't run too fast and run yourself out of the coverage. There's going to be a void here in the coverage that, as a rookie, obviously he understands. He has good experience running these seams. So I love just seeing the understanding the voids in the zone coverage. So see that here, get vertical. As soon as he turns, looks, ball's there on the outside shoulder, makes the guy miss. Chunk play, 20 yards. This is a big play on this drive, and we're running a 2-minute drill. So here we go to the left of the screen. Ja'Tavion Sanders is going to run. You're going to get a good look here. Getting vertical. Andy Dalton's going to let it go right over the defender. Look at how he goes up, elevates, soft hands, plucks it out of the air. Look at that concentration, watching it all the way in, cradles, protects himself, makes the guy miss by doing that, and still is able to get a chunk yards, get down, protect the ball, and spot that ball. Smart play by the rookie. Here's going to be a first time we really got to see him be explosive down the field. This time against the Commanders, he's going to be lined up here as the wing. Obviously, he's going to be with an extra tight end with Chandler Zavala in the game right here, but you're going to see Ja'Tavion Sanders here in the offset. He's going to run a nice deep post, but he's going to fake out and then come across with play action in the backfield, and the action is just perfect because the defense gets flowing to the far side of the field, the right side, and the way Ja'Tavion Sanders sets this route up is very beautiful. So let's go ahead and play it. Play action, boom, runs that across the field, boom, catches it. Big chunk play at the end of the game. Yes, it's a little bit of garbage time, but still a big chunk play by Ja'Tavion Sanders. So you're going to get a good view here of watching how he sets up, because, boom, you have the play action. The line is going this way. It's a lot of misdirection. The line is flowing, obviously, this way. You see all the linemen going boom, 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 Boom. Even Jatavian Sanders is running with that inside release that way. But you see the play action in the backfield going right here. So watch Jatavian Sanders as he works on this vertical route. So he goes vertical. Look how he steps out just a little bit. It was very, very subtle and sets that safety up and gets a big play. Let's watch it one more time in slow motion. So as he comes up, you can see him. Watch him lean. He kind of leans. He's leaning to our left, acting like he's going. Because look, all the action. Look at David Moore. This is a very good play call by Dave Canales, by the way. Look at David Moore going that way. Miles Sanders going that way. We know we were doing play action, so everybody thinks, oh, when you do play action, everything else is going to be booting to that left. Nah. So the way this is playing is designed, he sets it up like he's going out, but he's going to set it up and go boom. And look at the safety's hips when he makes that move. It's going to really, really draw him out. Boom. You can see the safety. Look at the safety here at the bottom. His open his chest and legs to be facing this way because he thinks everything's flowing. So he's trying to break this way. This guy, he's out leveraged by JT Sanders because JT Sanders is going this way, but the defender is on his outside hip. So the beautiful part about this is he's going against the grain, going against what you would normally see from most plays like this that are rollouts, and it ends up being a chunk play because it turns that safety around. There's just enough room for Andy to get it to him. I love the route running here, getting deep. This is what we brought him here for, to get vertical and stretch the field, man. Just being able to set guys up with routes like this is good. Free release, getting downfield, nothing really too fancy. Put the ball on him, he catches it. Let's move the sticks. New Year's resolution. We are leaving funk behind in the year 2024. But what we're bringing with us into 2025, Mando whole body deodorant. Now this stuff right here is clinically proven to block odor all day and give you some coverage for up to 72 hours. So now there's really no excuse for some of y'all to be walking around here smelling like 2 bags of And I know it's the wintertime, you may not sweat as much, but I know how it goes when you're going outside and putting on multiple layers. I'm putting on 2 pairs of drawers, shirts, and socks, and sometimes it can get a little bit sweaty. That's why I'm using Mando, because it works on your pits, your packages, and your feet. It's whole body deodorant, whole body. You can choose from a variety of scents like bourbon leather, clover woods, Mount Fuji, or Pro Sport. And Mando's starter pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, a cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice like the mini body wash or deodorant wipes, and free shipping, because your boy loves free shipping. And as a special offer for my listeners, new customers are going to get $5 off of a starter pack with the exclusive code that I give you. That equates to over 40% off your starter pack. Use code BluntnessSports at shopmando.com. That's SHOPMANDO.com. Use Bluntness Sports as your code. Please support the channel and tell us that we sent you. That way you can smell fresher, stay drier, and boost your confidence from head to toe with Mando. The other thing that he brought to this offense was the prowess to be able to catch that 50-50 ball. Now, he's not the biggest jump ball guy, but he's big bodied. He's a former wide receiver. He has huge hands, and he's able to come down with catches. Here against the Saints, he's going to be lined up here as that third receiver on the inside in the slot, and he's going to run this little fake screen wheel route, go down the sideline. Bryce is going to give him a chance. Look how he puts the defender on his back, boxes him out, elevates for the pass. This is another strength of him. Watch how this plays out, because like I said, they fake the screen to Leggett. Bryce pumps it a little bit, then he gets drilled, but he gives Jatavian Sanders a chance because he's one-on-one. Watch how Jatavian Sanders slows down to set up. He sees the ball, lets the defender go by, goes up, puts the defender on his back, elevates, keeps it up high and extended. Big chunk play, man. 50-50, man, when you're one-on-one. Watch it from this angle. You'll really see how he was able to elevate and get the ball in his hands. Bryce Young gets drilled on this, but look at Jatavian Sanders setting up. Boom. Look at that. High pointing, plucking it, not letting it get into his body, plucking it with his hands. The defender can't really do anything. A 0-on-0 crime because that's a DB. He's too little for Jatavian Sanders. Puts him on his back. He even has a struggle to get him down, man. That's just a great play, elevating when you have one-on-one opportunities in 50-50 scenarios. One more time against the Chiefs is going to be a similar scenario, but except this time he's going to be lined up outside as a split wide receiver. He's going to be taking on this is a DB right here. So again, DBs are a little bit too small for him. He may not have the speed to really beat these type of DBs, but he has the size to be able to win at the catch point, and that's good enough for me. And it's good enough for Bryce Young because he tries to run the slant, but a scramble drill, he fades out. Bryce Young gives him a chance one-on-one. He's able to come down with the 50-50 opportunity using those big hands, using his size, man. Great play by the rookie. We'll see it here from this angle. Bryce Young tries to scramble a little bit, ends up getting drilled with a fadeaway shot, and then boom, you see Jatavian Sanders setting up, eyes on the ball, gives him a little push off, but they're going to let you roll with that because you had defensive holding anyway. Look at him elevating and extending those hands. Look at it, catching with the hands, plucking the ball out of the air, not letting it get into your body to give the defender a chance, turning, and that's a technique you do. When you go up and catch it and snatch it. You snatch it and put your body in there that way, because a lot of these DBs, they're smart. They'll put their hands in the cookie jar, and instead of playing it in the air, they'll play it when it gets to your hands, and they'll try to rake it free. Jatavian Sanders' hands are too big and too strong. He does the one better by the snatch technique, squeezing it, put the ball in his hands and turn his body so the defender can't get to it at all, and secures the bag. The other thing Jatavian Sanders flashed that he really showed in college as well was the yards after catch ability. Now, I thought that he could have had some more opportunities to get even more yards there, but this is what we saw. This is probably the best play of his career. I mean, I don't think that's an exaggeration to say this was against the Saints. This really turned things around. I thought this was an electric play, just a simple check down, and look at all this room that he has. In the NFL, what they do with our system, we help our tackles a lot. We give chips. We get tight ends there. He doesn't really get much of a chip there, just kind of gets in his way just to slow him down and give Bryce Young that extra time, or whoever the tackle may be, helping Moten out. But what we do, Jatavian Sanders is getting away, and by the time he's had such a late release, everybody's into their drops. So he's by himself down the field, and now you're catching a lot of these passes. As a tight end in the NFL, this is going to be your bread and butter. These check releases, every team does it at this point. You chip and you get out into the flats with these tight ends, and it's almost like free yards. And you see here, nobody within 15 yards of him. So let's get money. 3 defenders coming. Hurdles the guy and still eats the contact, continues to go, protects the ball smartly like an experienced player. This guy is a rookie, but making smart decisions like that. Look at a better angle here. I remember him talking about this. He said that the Honey Badger, he knew he wasn't like that, so he was going to try to hurdle him. He knew Honey Badger was trying to go low. He wasn't going to hit him high because he's way bigger than him. And look at the elevation. Takes the contact, stays in bounds, keeps his balance. The athleticism is crazy. Protects the ball, and it takes 3 defenders to get him, but it's not before a huge chunk play by Jatavian Sanders. This is crazy to see. I know a lot of tight ends like to jump these days, but you don't typically see one getting hit and jumping the guy at the same time. He runs into his own man partially, hits Jatavian Sanders, and that's kind of helps him break the tackle, keeps his balance, and keeps it pushing. This was a play that got me turned up, so I know he's turned up. So let's talk about some areas of improvement for Jatavian Sanders. So it's just a lot of the little things that come with being a professional NFL tight end, and it's just the details. For all the good things that he does, being able to run downfield, yards after catching open field and stuff like that, he needs to be a little bit more precise with his route running and the details, especially playing the tight end. Yes, he's a former wide receiver, but at his size now that he's kind of gained some weight since he played wide receiver, he needs to get a little bit better, especially in the quick game, because the quick game, you're going to be an asset because you're typically the closest man to the quarterback. So balls are going to be coming quick. Balls are going to be coming hot to you. So here against the Raiders, you're going to watch him in the slot. He's going to run a quick little stick route, but it's almost picked off. So why is it almost picked off here? Watch how he drifts upfield. You have to run and stop where you are. Show the quarterback your numbers. I know that you may be trying to get a first down. You may be trying to get upfield, get extra yards, but you need to run and stop. If you stop right here, at worst, it's a pass breakup, or you may use those big hands and you're able to get the ball. But the fact that you drift upfield, it gives the defender a chance to play the ball, and he almost picks it off. If he wasn't a DB, it might have been a pick. These guys don't have great hands. This is a stick route. Andy Dalton is reading this defender that's to your right, Jatavian Sanders. He's reading this guy. If he goes out to Mingo, he's going to throw it to you on a stop route. If he comes to you on a stop route, he's going to throw it to Mingo. So that's just kind of how this read works. So you have to get around and show your numbers quick. Do not drift. Whatever you do on any of these stop routes, don't drift. That's the only way to give the guys a chance. A lot of times you hear about telling receivers to come back to the football. That's why, because it shortens the distance that the pass has to go. You don't really come back to the quarterback on a stick route because it's short already, but you definitely don't drift because it's the opposite effect. You're making the longer throw and giving more time for defenders to get here, and that's exactly what happened on this play. Almost was a pick. Well, it moves on. But the details of that, like I said, that's just you have to run and just throttle down. Fire your feet, get your head around, throttle down, stop, show your numbers, and just stay there. It's the details, man, the details. All right, again, in the quick game, he's going to be here lined up on the right side of the formation in line with his hand in the dirt here, working against the Atlanta Falcons with Andy Dalton at quarterback. So he's going to run a little square in route. So it's going to be about 5 yards maybe. They come in here and there's no receivers outside of him, so he's just going to be an available target here. You want to settle, it's zone coverage, so you want to settle in this little void that's going to open up for him. But I want him to be a little bit more quick, a little bit more decisive in terms of this running, and a little bit more sharp and dramatic. Like you want to, boom, stick those cuts, boom, stick those cuts. You don't want to foot fire them and be a little bit slow and smooth it out. You want to be sharp in your runs and your routes. So when he runs this, he runs and tries to square it in, but doesn't get his head around in time, gets out of the break quick. If you run, boom, hit it hard, get your head around quick, because look, you're looking at the defender. I maybe need your eyes on the tight end, on the inside defender a little bit earlier, because he has his eyes a little bit here when he's running his route to see where the tight end goes, because I know it's probably, hey, if the linebacker buzzes left, either sit here in the fine grass or maybe even keep running if it's man coverage. But he's got his eyes on the linebacker, doesn't get his head around in time. Ball gets on top of him too quick, and he doesn't make the play. He doesn't really drop many passes and doesn't really let it get into his body. But you can tell the fact that he didn't get his head around fast enough. That ball's coming hot from Andy. Look, the ball's already being thrown, wound up for, because before he's even looking. It's coming hot because you can't throw a lollipop across the middle. It's on that back hip there, so it could be a better pass. But you want to see a little more precision in the route running, and maybe things can go a little bit better. Same thing here. He's going to be lined up here at the bottom of the screen in line. He's going to get actually press coverage. One of the few times I saw him get press coverage this year as a rookie. A lot of times people don't press tight ends like that these days, and boom, he kind of struggles to get off the jam. The route running isn't as crisp. Andy Dalton has to just run and throw it away. So let's just see what happened. Just a loop. You got to be more precise in this quick game, man, because stuff happens so fast. It looks like it's supposed to be some type of rub route or slant flats. Typically, you see 2 slants at the top from the receivers. At the bottom, you're going to get slant flat from your tight end. He gets pressed, and I think this is Jeremy Chin. I want to see him give a little bit more move or use a little bit more strength. Maybe do a little rip move to get his arms off of you, give a little bit of a shimmy and a rip move up to get out of there. But just running straight into the defender's chest is not a good way to get off press coverage in a short area, and then the route is just sloppy. You can see Jalen Coker running the slant. Somehow they're in the same spot. I don't know if it's supposed to be a rub route, so he's trying to get there. It looks like it kind of was, but you just not getting off the jam throws off the timing of everything. The play is a dud. Now Andy has to get out of the pocket and just throw it away. So just being a little bit more precise with the intricacies and the details of being a pro tight end. And I think that'll come with time. Like I said, he's still young, still learning the game, and you don't really get pressed much in college playing tight end. So I'm sure this is new to him. Let's watch it from this angle one more time just to see the press coverage and how he just kind of ran chest to chest. Boom. Like he tried to give him a little shimmy, but it was weak. It wasn't much. He tried a little hesitation, but he didn't go for that. That's Jimmy Chin's a little bit more patient. He's used to playing receivers like that. So guarding the tight end, he's a little bit better and comfortable doing that. And he's all over him like white on rice. So here's it against the Saints. He's going to be the wing tight end here, and he's just going to get a quick hitter. Bryce Young's going to fake it inside and hit Jatavian Sanders on the flat. It was like an RPO just to get him out of space. I want to see him do a little bit better. I know he's a yak asset, but I want to see him be a little bit stronger and break more tackles. Doing these type of checkdowns and these screens is going to be where his bread is buttered. Like I said, it's a new essential thing pretty much for a tight end to be able to check, release, and get yards after catch. So being able to break tackles, not by just juking guys, because I don't think he's going to be able to have that type of wiggle to juke NFL defenders, but being able to stiff arm, being able to run through contact, being able to run hard and have some burst can really, really go a long way. So on this play, I want to watch. He gets hit by 2 defenders, and one is a linebacker, but I still think that if he has a little bit more strength, he's able to get this first down instead of being stopped in his tracks. You see, he's a dollar short of that first down, but I think if he has a little bit more strength and getting in that weight room and getting into a full NFL professional program after a year as a rookie, he'll be able to run through this and fall forward for a first down, lower it, get a little bit lower. Look how high he is. He's high. That's why the low man wins, and that's why he is not able to go forward. So just getting used to being stronger, having the ball in your hands, having more burst, because when he gets upfield, you don't see really a huge change of speed here. You can build and work on that speed, because I know he has it in. We see the long speed. Once he gets it going, it takes him just a little bit to get going. So you can work on that burst and acceleration and obviously being able to fall forward a little bit more, you'll be able to squeeze out this extra half a foot or half inches or whatever, and we moving the sticks instead of worrying about fourth down. There it is, Ja'Tavion Sanders, his rookie year in the bag. If I had to give it a grade, I would probably give it a B- or a C+. There's still room to grow, obviously, like I mentioned in the blocking game. I didn't show any of that here, but that was something that I talked about during preseason. If you've been watching the channel as well, I'll link that video up before. But getting in the weight room, just being in a professional football program for a full cycle is going to do wonders for him. Obviously, he was at Texas, and then coming here to the pros, you do the pre-draft stuff, so you're not really in a full-fledged of workouts. You can look at his body and just see that he has more room to get a little bit more muscular, because right now he's not as toned up as you may think he probably could be, but he's still a young player. Like I said, a full cycle, a full offseason, putting in that work, getting stronger, getting more explosive is going to help him in the blocking game, but also in the yards after catch game as well, and also in that short area, getting off of press, what we looked at. So I just think some of the stuff is going to happen with the natural maturation of him as a tight end. Keeps putting in the work, keeps putting his head down. I want to see Dave Canales really feature him more in the red zone. I think that's where we can get a lot more from him just because of his prowess in the 50-50 scenario like we've seen. But without further ado, you guys make sure you are subscribed. Let me know down below in the comments, what would you grade, letter grade, Ja'Tavion Sanders rookie year based off of what you saw all year in the film breakdown that I showed you here. But of course, please subscribe to the video if you haven't already. Hit that like button as well. I'll see you next time. Peace.